no one is telling Secret. We saw it.
Yeah.
We know you're in this range.
Yeah, I don't think that was intended. I like this from Ramses. I was just about to say, if you're seeing on these skeleton charges, you need to use them in the jungle, so he goes in, takes a big camp as it respawns, so it's going to go kill a second big camp. This is like how you efficiently farm with Wraith King. You're not really going to find too many openings to get kills with them, but if you can farm jungle, it's great.
And you can't really push the tower against the Marauder, right? You'll just get Star Storm and feed away a lot.
Yeah, they don't give as much golden XP anymore. It's gone down from 15 to 5 golden experience, but even so, they're just cannon fodder to a tower or a hero.
Roger keeps on nailing Ace here. Spike there, Mid-Waters come in, TP out, but Pasha at least did not get chained together with that Nyx Assassin. So, and Ember Spirit rotation, but they only lose the support.
We see this a lot. Mid-1 will rotate, and then, or Fata, whoever, but Puppey always seems to be taking these free lanes. He has these kind of slow early game starts where he's helping out his lanes, but the second there's a core that can rotate, he's in their lane, taking the farm, taking the XP against 6, and that core is finding a kill on the map for Secret. It's a very good formula for them that has worked very well.
Stuns at the same time, traded out between Fata and Ramses, so Ramses will keep that boundary rim.
Careful here, it does have reincarnation, but that's a long cooldown you don't just want to be using willy-nilly. I think Fata gets the treads this time around instead of phase boots.
Why do you think that is?
He's not crushing the lane. The phase boot rush is always really nice.
Stomp Roger with Spike Carapace will be able to disengage though.
I think it's literally just because he's not contesting the lane like he was last game where he was winning his lane. In the more even lane, the treads, the mana efficiency you get from using your spells, we're seeing him just use those spells to find ways and harass him.
I'm a big fan of any time you can boost the Wraith King to level 12, right? Because level 1 is just such a gigantic cooldown that if you can actually get into that more reasonable 2-minute timing pretty early on, then Wraith King becomes a much stronger active. But Moonlight Shadow gang in the back line with solo version. Take him out, not Ramsey, which has the reincarnation now. They kill him twice in the moment. Yeah, they do manage to land the arrow, the skeleton don't manage to block that. Right, gets the damage up. Yeah, burning the cow. Another red goes spot up. Gets forced away from all those skeletons. Back over the top lane, and Roger trying to get close enough to the flame guard with Spike Carapace. Doesn't actually land. He will end the Vendetta as well follow the stun, but he never lands onto the Wraith King, stopping the third stun that was going to come in. Meanwhile, final roar on Fan Blaster bottom. Just a line punch.
It's that long cooldown. It's probably okay, but I feel like that was a way riskier play than Secret should have gone for. Diving a tower, they used even leap charges to get into the tower. The Ember used 2 aggressive fire remnants. That was definitely probably not worth it in terms of the risk involved. Luckily, they get away without the Nyx Assassin catching anyone because that was very quickly backfired for Team Secret. And Ramses is happy to just farm, so even with reincarnation down, yeah, it's a long cooldown. He's a bit exposed, but it's not like he's hidden item timing where he wants to go aggressively make moves with his team. This is still the lane extent.
With the Nyx Assassin setup, you can't actually go for the Sleight of Fist. That is the difference in this game, where you could usually go Shadow Blade because you need to set up. Yules, you can't go for your own play on the Ember Spirit, go for Sleight of Fist, but with Roger's Nyx Assassin here, you have the guaranteed stun still.
That was a great gank from VP, and Mid-1, despite the good initial laning stage, has now died a couple of times, and VP's no one on Lina, who is accelerating as a result. Invis Rune hunting around at top lane, both Nyx and Lina Invis. They only need this done, they don't need the Vendetta.
Into a push now, that's why we're going to have rotation from the Ember Spirit. Yeah, Ace tightens on the lanes as well, and Virtus Pro are not going to complete that push. They're just having a big push.
Puppey's Deep Ward is under a sentry, but they're not getting one because that sentry is expiring.
Mid-1, oh, has the dodge. A little bit more damage, but Mid-1 finally managed to get away to that far remnant. One more slave, it's not going to be far enough. Roger comes in from the side, managed to hit the stun on the Yapsters, and they will get something out of this.
You can see here why that reincarnation doesn't really matter. VP with a level 6 full-up with a full rotation on here. You're still talking about a great game. You've got Trent's Armlet 1, it's incredibly tanky. He gets up to about 2k HP with that Armlet. They're not really bringing him down in a 4v3 type scenario up there. He's just able to go charging forward, hit buildings, summon the skeletons, and That's where VP play the numbers game. They know that Secret are farming Ace in the mid lane. Fata wasn't there either. Easy kill.
Roger's set up right now on mid one. And he knows he's heading for that 14-minute rune with no one. Trying to get there. Trying to land the LSA from long distance. And he comboed with the spike carapace though. Damn stun base on these watches. Not even get away. Yeah. And attempted a kill that maybe if they were just a little bit faster, maybe had a good play, a bit better coordination, maybe they could have killed him.
We're a little bit unsure how to go about that one. It was an Ember running directly towards the rune, and while they had vision of the Ember, Ember actually had vision of them as well, thanks to the Observer Ward, so it was going to be a much trickier kill as a result.
Secret are just bringing everyone. They try and come behind, arrow goes out, landing the race street, but Solo's serious trouble. Skyrim makes it short versus the people at home, and potentially Lena. Now we don't have the arrows. Onto the Ember Sphere, it slows down the heroes, and no one can get away with that Ace from that Wraith King. Big bad Wraith King coming in from the side. Very dangerous. Yeah, we're trying to TP in front of everyone. Well, that's not the play. Roger is getting a good spike there. Well, 1-3-man intel. That's a beautiful setup. No real damage to follow, but Roger drops precariously low. The Remnant one does manage to catch him. Now the silence lost, and no one's going to go down even further. Big one catches him. Goes down there. He has no HP. 50 HP. That's not one shot. Big one gets the double. And awkward start to that fight. Yeah, but it works.
Yeah. Some very odd plays on both sides. Some very odd plays on both sides. Secret coming out on top. The PL being there, even though he's not got his defusal. Projectiles coming out from VP's lineups there. Very dodgeable spells and Impale as well as the Lena stuns. Not an easy game for VP to reliably initiate except with the Nyx. And even him, if he's scouted out by a Centaur, he can very quickly get blown up.
Yeah, maybe the Blink Dagger Wraith King will offer you small opportunities, but it's just entirely based on whether, like how fast your opponents are, right? And that's not a position that VP wants to put themselves in, right? They're usually trying to put themselves in a position so that they, at the top level of play, will have the superior matchup. But Secret, it's actually to their favor here.
They're going for the Shadow Blade on Pasha as well, so 2 initiators, 1 with Blink, 1 with Shadow Blade. I like that they're not going all in with 2 Shadows or 2 Blinks. It gives them a bit of both. Invis initiation as well as that Blink, more guaranteed initiation. Secret, though, once again, fishing with this Moonlight Shadows, seeing what they can find. And they have scouted out Pasha, but the mob is just a little bit too far.
Diffusal Blade already for Ace. That is going to cause some problems for Ramses.
Yeah, what Wraith King as your 1 position is never really that good. It's always a hero that best enabling like a mid hero that can carry the game, and Lena can be that. So no one's second in net worth is still in a pretty decent position to be that kind of 1-2 punch with the Wraith King, but definitely going to be a hard mid game for Ramses until he gets up to that level 20 talent, and also until he gets up to some kind of item that can help clear PL illusion.
Well, they have a Blink Dagger on the Wraith King, so this is going to be hard. They do manage to get the instant damage from the Spirit here. The Elder Titan does manage to hit the Lena, as well as Ramses actually, but there's Pasha, gets the Primal Roar. That's going to be a Skywrath Mage down, and an immediate smoke up from Solo and Ramses. Where are they going with it? Are they going to try and form more kills, or are they going Roshan?
No, they don't really feel like they've got enough damage for it. Perhaps with a DD Rune and Lena there, but you're against it.
That is, when I was listening to Trenton Ziori's cast, they were talking about the King of the Roshan pit. Elder Titan.
I'd say him and Naga Siren.
Yeah. Well, they identified her. She was the queen of the Roshan pit.
Mid one. Queen.
Invisibility.
So, quick, easy pick. Managed to find a few too many of these on mid ones Ember this game. VP's rotation successful. The Rock being used to farm some Ancients here. But they're going a different build. This is one of the first times recently we haven't seen that Maelstrom Rush on Mirana. The Lincoln's very good game against the single target initiation of Beastmaster, Lena's Yules, as well as the Wraithfire Blast. It does mean Fata will not kind of have that same farming speed and damage output without the Maelstrom.
Yeah, and he could still be Shadowblade LSA'd, he can still be Nyx Assassin, so it feels like it'll help survivability, but won't guarantee it. Ace doesn't get hit by that stun. Dodges it to the side. Actually can turn and fight. They already got the silence on the
Out of mana.
burned out of mana. See if they can actually make the commitment here. Meanwhile, the Lina dodges with Fuel Scepter bot. A little bit of time there. But can he actually get away? Mid-one's going to be able to counter down with the extra remnant. Now Ross as well as Pasha. Looks like they're just going to be food. Underneath the tower, though, Pasha can kill the Skywrath Mage before he dies.
Great fight there. I love that. Didn't also like chase down and overcommit for the Wraith King. He just burned his entire mana pool and said, well, he's out of the fight. Even if we don't kill him, and it's a hard kill if he doesn't have mana for that reincarnation. He had this 10-1 charge, so there's always a chance you go in and he pops the wand at the right time and he does reincarnate. It's not worth overcommitting for him when you have these much easier kills and more important kills to get on heroes like these.
So they get a tier 1 as a result. No real trade-off. I mean, Solo was farming during that time.
Yep.
Solo was actually doing a lot of farming over this last minute or two, which is kind of surprising.
Of this Radiant Courier. 3 individual sentry wards, each from a different player. That's when you know everyone is addressing the next problem. If this is a pub, you know there'd be 3 sentries stacked on each other by all the 5 positions for it, but everyone chipping in to do their part to make sure Nyx doesn't have a free game.
And you'd want some farm on both of these, right? Well, neither one of Skywrath Mage nor this Elder Titan are supports that are totally free from their advantages with farming. Not a Warlock.
Oak was just out of range of this Dire Sentry, Observer Ward, sorry, that Roger standing by. He's been hunting for this courier for quite some time, unable to find. He's kind of playing that bounty hunter-esque role. Fishing couriers feeling like VP can't make moves, particularly when the rock is down. Chaos Offering has proven to be very important for them to make any kind of a play. VP sniffed this one out. They actually scanned on top of the secret lineup.
And it's probably, Ramsey's thinking about it. Nyx Assassin spotted. They try and chase him, dude. He managed to land an arrow onto him. Good blade onto mid-one, though. If they can trade out support, they do manage to get the Primal Roar onto him. On Stomp, onto 2. With the Elder Titan also over the top. That's going to be a ton of damage. Pasha is a Yapsor, a Golem drop. No one just throws down a stun on top of himself to give him movement speed to be able to jump away, blink for blink. Ramsey's keeping up with Fauna. Turnaround arrow. Fauna can't get away out of here. Wraith King brings him down. Now no one scooting forward. Does manage to land the stun onto Ace. Wraith King's a little bit far away. Ace does have a doppelganger up in 1 second time. He's going to have to pop at the right time. And also, Ramsey doesn't quite the right one, and he's lucky. The stun doesn't land on him. They go for the 2 illusions.
So like 50-50 chance. There's 2 illusions, but one of them does take normal damage, so he hit the first target, saw it wasn't taking extra damage, hooked it was the right one.
They just keep on fighting more. The Elder Titan dies as well. What happened in that fight? That looked so good initially, but
Mid-one's back in. It's not over just yet. And they're going to bring down the wall here. Rock has one off, and Lina gets out. Ramsey's also keeping out.
Oh, they stand it. Skywrath Mage actually stopped the Wraith King from being able to get off the combination stun onto mid-one. Now no one's out of mana, being chased by Ace, and Ramsey's going to get kited around as well. Pasha trying to cover up no one, so he'll be okay, but the Wraith King may not be so lucky. He's finally going to lose his reincarnation.
Should be done for here. Better keep dying than the Lina, as Ace tried to chase down no one, but just couldn't quite keep up. Very mobile, even without mana. The fiery soul stacks him to just scurry away from a chasing PL. And that's big, because Lina's right here is a much bigger problem than the Wraith King, who is going for that Radiance build. Really like him a lot. Once he gets Radiance level 20 on Wraith King, all of a sudden the PL is no longer as big of an issue for him to fight into.
What a swing the other way here. Virtus Pro overextending themselves, giving away a couple of cores, and almost Roshan. Well, actually not even almost. Honestly, Secret's damage is just terrible for doing Roshan themselves. They're great at contesting, terrible at doing it.
Gonna forgo that one and look to fall back to farm. The difference this game with some of their cores is we are seeing a more farm scaling build on mid-one's Ember. He's gone for the Maelstrom instead of the defensive items, and it's Fata going for the defensive items instead of the Maelstrom. I think they could have got away with Fata doing the Maelstrom as well into this Lincoln Sphere, but Secret wanting to play it safer because they recognize they've got the better late game. We talked about how this is kind of a role reversal where the onus is on VP to make those moves, and how do you play if you're on the side that needs to be more defensive? You get these defensive items. If you go too greedy and try and farm up all your cores when you've got the late game lineup, that's when you're going to get heavily punished.
I do really like that Virtus Pro are taking the time to farm more, because I think their lineup, they could have done battle with Secret earlier, but I think they just eventually would have lost.
Yeah.
But here, I think they're going to hit such a big spike that it gives them a big window, right? If they hit Radiance and level 20 on the Wraith King, so he no longer requires this mana to play in these team fights, then that might be a power spike where Virtus Pro can take over the game.
Oh yeah, that timing for them, and combine that with a lean of BKB. We've seen these BKB timings be so important ultimate long, is where Secret have to be very afraid of what VP's draft can do. They're going to be able to take Roche, take almost any team fight, and they don't have good answers in terms of dealing with Lina when she has a BKB. They can't really get on top of her as well. They haven't got that like insta-stun. Like VP's draft, they've got the Nyx Impale out of Invis or something. They can actually reliably stun people before they get a BKB off.
They have vision of Pasha, so they should be able to land this arrow off of the chains. Really great setup. Great ward, counter ward combination. That's just to be able to see the Nyx Assassin's rotations around the map. But here, it finds Pasha. It's not just that ward, but also the mid lane combination that originally spotted him.
I love that we're seeing Secret set up these Observer Sentry traps all over the map. Mid lane, top bounty rune, as well as that bottom lane defensively in the jungle. They've got 3 traps set up for Nyx Assassin, and like you say, they'll catch other heroes from time to time as well. Definitely need to take notice as far as dealing with these Invis heroes.
Closing in on level 20 for Nolan as well. So with his BKB and then that Fiery Soul stack, that will definitely, we're talking about big peaks for Virtus Pro, but it does kind of feel like VP is on the edge right now, right? Like they're kind of on the losing side of this game just because it feels like Secret is going to get dangerously big with this Phantom line.
We have seen VP play around these slight lineup deficits so well, though. Their teamfight execution is amazing.
The arrow onto Pasha, blown up by the Serath Mage. No one defends himself. Pasha BKB does manage to hit the LSA onto the Mirana, so they trade out course for now. See if they can catch some more. Puppey, Laguna Blade, execution style by no one with a double kill.
I mean, that was really the ideal Secret initiation. Siri chains on 2 into an arrow, but they didn't have their full team there, whereas VP very quick to rotate.
No one.
Gets vision.
Tries doppelganger.
I don't think you kill the Abe. He's like, wait a second. Oh, and elsewhere, mid one gets a kill onto Roger. I think and it's one of their sentries. We've seen a few times. Ace with a Heart of Trask already. 26 minutes in Diffusal Heart. He's not even top 2 net worth, but he's just on the heels of both Wraith King and Lina, and PL matches up very well against both of these cores. So the fact that again Secret even is a good sign for them here in game number 2.
Secret fully understand that this game is entirely on Ace, and they are willing to give him all the time in the world. Now, they have given Ramses a lot of time in the world as well, and that's why he's got that radiance. He doesn't have that level 20, but they may be forced into a fight anyway, because Ace is slowly but surely taking Roshan.
It's very slowly, like you say. We've seen this a few times, just how slow this can be. Ramses has a big
Oh
one.
no, they got the Fatal Bonds on Roshan with the heroes. They can't do Roshan anymore.
Yeah, he can double out.
Now, they do manage to catch somebody. That's going to be the Ember Spirit. Lincoln's onto him from Fada's Mirana. They'll be okay. But now Ramses with the mana. He can't afford to get hit by this arrow, but he does. He does have a rather large magic stick. He needs to be able to pop this and go down. He popped his armlet to make sure that he does die, losing all of his HP while still having the mana to be able to pop that reincarnation. A pretty little play. And now, see if they can capitalize on it. See if they can blow up Ace. They get the Laguna Blade to pop. That is just enough. Fada tried to save him with the Lincolns, but too many stun.
Yeah. That is the problem with focusing too much on the Wraith King.
And he's at half HP, silenced up. They're going to hit him with Big Nuke, and that'll finish him off. 15 seconds till reincarnation was up for Virtus Pro.
It just doesn't feel good trading your PL for a Wraith King, because PL is your team's kind of win condition right now, whereas the Wraith King, he's the enabler. He's the guy that's going to sit in the front line, do as much damage as possible while tanking as much damage as possible. And here is like Lina in the back. Beastmaster and Nyx will be hunting for pickups. These are the ones that can actually make plays on the side of VP. It's getting very difficult for Secret to do anything that doesn't involve the PL. Puppey finds the Nyx there, gets all his spell combo on him, but Nyx just uses. He gets rid of the silence, gets rid of the Mystic Flare ultimate, and just walks away.
Roger, he died last time in this area Sentry, and he almost gets caught again. He runs into the Sentry area now. He's spotted by Secret, but they didn't have any instant disable to throw on him.
Start rushing a BKB. Secret going very all in on defensive side of.
They're gonna throw the arrow out now. He's gonna spike Carapace, a lot of this damage max, so everybody's gonna be stuck for a while. But the arrow is gonna last a little bit longer, and they also bring mid one, just to make sure there isn't going to be an actual team fight out of it.
This Yule's pickup, not a conventional first item on Nick Assassin, but has already been very valuable. You can see just there, that's a pickoff, and Secret are going to get it for Yule Scepter or not, but how long and how many spells they have to throw to kill him, but that's a team fight and they have to use all those spells to kill a Nyx. That's really bad news for Secret.
Virtus Pro cannot afford to give up an Aegis to this Phantom Lantern. He's already big enough with this Heart and Diffuser Blade. Killing him once is trouble. Yeah. Killing him twice is going to be near impossible.
Ramses wants to get his level 20 before this fight breaks out. He's very close on the Wraith King. He's just going to try and jungle his way there. One more camp, or perhaps these Ancients get it. Those Ancients, though, are such a dangerous place to be against a team that is playing around the Roshan pick. He doesn't want to go and farm it just because of that fear of this secret smoke.
Roger sees there's a lot of heroes missing in this area. He's been vendetted around. He knows that Secret have to be somewhere else. He just sure where. They're currently sitting in the Virtus Pro Shrine area.
Here we go. Wraith King gets his level 20. No more Diffusal PL countering Reincarnation. With that said, PL, even if you can't stop Reincarnation, is still a very good direct counter to Wraith King, which is why Hero, even with talents in the game, is the best counter in terms of statistics against the Wraith King.
The Maelstrom is coming in for the Lina, so that will help when it comes to damage output versus this Phantom Lancer, and turn Lina into even more of a right clicker. And now the stalemate around this Roshan, apparently. Holding on to most of the map. Pops forward, tries to get a time to roll. He finally does. He's going to get his goal off. He can lock something, but it's not going to be good enough. A stun into the back lines on a Puppy. Yasser tries to hit a good stop with the Elder Titan ult. Is almost bringing down Ramses. Finally, he does lose his reincarnation.
Even with a harass, they burst through the PL. No chance to use any of his spells there, and not having any kind of hard save. The Lincoln's being popped on him just not proven to be enough there, and that's where Ace has to be careful with his positioning. They do have the damage to bring him down if they want to blow everything they've got, and definitely worth in that scenario.